What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys doing this evening? Welcome to a new episode of Phenomenal Views. Of course, I am your host, Nick Smith, and this is my review for Kong Skull Island. Now, Kong Skull Island is the second entry into the legendary series of the remakes of the kaiju movies that have been coming out, which when we got Godzilla in 2014, this is the remake of King Kong from Legendary. Now, this is honestly going to set up King Kong vs. Godzilla, and we've got Godzilla, which I really enjoyed, and we also have Kong Skull Island. Now, I was really pumped to go see this movie, and then the reviews started coming in about like how the characters are bland, and some of the CGI looks bad, and just about like how the movie's not cut together very well. And in my honest opinion, I agree with some of those, but basically a plot synopsis of this entire movie is we have John Goodman, Nick Fury, Loki, and Wreck-It Ralph, because I cannot remember all the actors' names. They are all going to this island. They are going to Skull Island because it is one of the only few islands left that is not on the map, and they're wanting to explore it so they can, you know, get rich. And so John Goodman, like I said, is accompanied by Nick Fury, Loki, and Wreck-It Ralph, and they come across Kong, and now their main mission is basically to get off the island alive. There was one thing I was hoping that they would not do in this movie, and they kind of did, but they didn't do it as much. They did the Kong love story, but they didn't do it to an extreme. They did something... They did a little small taste of it, because I was like, why do you don't need to do this? And I was afraid that they were going to do that because this isn't that same Kong. I mean, they could do it, but they didn't, and I was happy that they did not do it. Now, one of the things that I've wondered is how are they going to do King Kong versus Godzilla? And they say a line in the movie that Kong is still growing, so that kind of gets you hyped up for, okay, so he will basically almost be as big as Godzilla. They even say Kong is the god of this island. He is the protector of this island. Now, the scenes with Kong are really good. The fight scenes are good. Kong's animation looks great, just like how they did with Godzilla. But one of the problems with this movie is sometimes it can be boring and you don't really care a lot of the characters. Now, of course, like that's kind of a problem, but when it comes to monster movies, it really isn't. But some monster movies depend on the human characters, and when it comes to the King Kong films, and even in the Godzilla films, even though the films are supposed to be mainly about Godzilla, sometimes the human characters also help make the movie, and some of these characters were just bland. The girl who goes to the island, she's just the reporter. She's just the one who takes the photos. Loki, he's the hero. Why? Because he's honestly the hero. A lot of these characters are just thrown in just to be thrown in. Some of them don't have fleshed out enough backstories. John Goodman's character was fleshed out. Nick Fury's character was fleshed out. Samuel L. Jackson's character was fleshed out. Wreck-It Ralph's character was fleshed out. I honestly don't remember his name either. But a lot of other characters you don't really care about if they're going to die or not. Although the island looks really good. It does really look good. And the fact that this was filmed on an actual island itself in real time, I really appreciated that. Although, like how Chris Stuckman said, Chris Stuckman mentioned how he was worried about how The Jungle Book was filmed all on set, all behind a green screen, but the film looked amazing. But some of the stuff in Kong, it's filmed on real sites, and sometimes the animation doesn't look very good. The film is cut together horribly. Some of the CGI is awful, but there are some things to enjoy in this film, and there's a lot of other things that kind of... This movie tries to be a Marvel movie to a point where they even have an end credit scene, which was actually my favorite part of the movie. That jumped up my grade from just a regular C to at least a C+. Some of the acting was decent, and some of it wasn't that bad, but you just really don't care a lot about the human characters, and sometimes you want to care about them even though the main story is about Kong, kind of. But they treat this island like how they do with the other Skull Island in the other Kong movie that came out in 2005. I liked that. They had the natives, which was from the other Kong movie, which I liked that. And they did kind of, they went into a little bit of detail about the island, and I really did enjoy that, and like how you kind of see the torture, or not the torture, but the pain and loneliness that Wreck-It Ralph's character has been when he has been on this island for at least 20 years. He's been on this island since World War II, and this movie, I believe, takes place like 1970 something. So he's at least been on the island for 20 years. And I'm sorry for going into spoilers, but if you're honestly really wanting to get caught up to eventually King Kong vs. Godzilla, I would say go see this movie. It does have some good action. It really does. The fighting is done really well. The choreography is done well. And especially the end credit scene. The end credit scene, now I am going to spoil this, so if you do not want to know what the end credit scene is, you're going to want to leave the review. The end credit scene basically talks about like how this Earth did not belong to us. It belonged to the creatures originally. So it shows Godzilla. It showed King Ghidorah, it showed Mothra, it showed Rodan, it showed Kong. And seeing all this, I was like, okay, I am okay with this. That actually excited me even more to see King Kong vs. Godzilla, and I'm really interested to see how they're going to do it. Now, I'm honestly hoping that when the DVD comes out, maybe they'll fix something, because this movie is not edited together very well. But overall, I would give Kong Skull Island a C+. It's a popcorn film, just like the remake of Godzilla. I would recommend, if you don't really have anything to do, I'd say go see it with some friends and enjoy some time with your friends. Enjoy Kong murdering and beating the crap out of creatures and throwing trees at helicopters, and just watch Kong rule over this island. Guys, this has been another episode of Phenomenal Reviews. Put in the comments below, what did you think about Kong Skull Island? What is your favorite King Kong movie? I honestly want to know. Are you excited about King Kong vs. Godzilla? You know I certainly am, guys. Let's get this video some likes, and thank you for spending time watching this video, and thank you for sticking with me for so long. It has been a pleasure making these videos for you, and I cannot wait to make more for you, because more is coming. Have a good day, guys.